Hey guys, Drutter here. It is the 1st of April 2013, and this is not a garden video, of course, as you can tell by the title, but I do want to show it's shorts and t-shirt weather here, and I just finished digging up my little mini garden patch here at the place where I live, and you can see my garlic there, but now I'm going inside for the rest of the video. Alright, the US Mint has just put out some new data. It's actually been over a week since they updated. Usually they update every couple of days. But this March data hasn't been updated for over a week, and it's still showing 3.36 million ounces sold. But as you see, we have some early April data already here. But I want to go back and show you a few of my previous videos throughout March where I calculated a running sort of projected total for March, and every time I calculated it using the current data that had just recently come out that day and multiplying by 31, which is of course the number of days in the month, and then dividing by whatever day we were currently on in that month, we can find the projected total for March. And I did that many times, and I'm going to go back and review each of those times here from my previous videos in March. Here's a screenshot of my very first video on the divergence back at the beginning of March. This was the 5th of March, and already 763,000 eagles had been sold for a projected total of about 4.6 million eagles in the month of March. So I want to make a graph that compares the price of silver to the demand for silver. And we have accurate, or at least I hope accurate, numbers from the mint going back. So we want to go back to 2000, and so this will be a 14-year chart, including the year 2013. And we're going to analyze the time period from January 1st to April 1st. And of course, March isn't complete yet, so we have to project what March's totals will be. And I don't know, this amount here was updated last night, the 5th of March. I would assume that would be up to and including their sales on the 5th of March. But just to be conservative, I'm going to assume, because today is the 6th, that this total actually covers the 6th as well. That's today. I don't think it does, but let's just be conservative here. And we'll say that 6/31 of the month are gone. So 0.19 of the month is gone. And you take the reciprocal of that, you get 5.16 repeating, and then multiply by the figure that they give that has been sold so far this month. And you get a total of 4.5 million eagles projected to be sold in March, which, yes, will be a record March, and that matches up with the record February and the record January. These are my calculations for March the 12th. But for March, of course, we only have part of the month reporting so far, so we need to get out a calculator and figure out what percentage of the month has already occurred. Today is the 12th, of course. So 12, and there's 31 days in the month, so the month is 0.387 over. Take the reciprocal of that, that's 2.58, and then multiply that by how many eagles have been sold so far. So 1.6015 million so far. And that gives us a projected amount of eagles sold in March of 4.13 million eagles. So it's going to be a better March than February was, assuming the pace continues, and it will be a record March. There has been no March that has done that well, at least projected. Of course, sales could drop off suddenly now. Doesn't look like that's happening, but that is a possibility. On March the 20th, the projected total for the month was 4.1 million eagles. This was on March the 25th, with 6 days left to go in the month. The US Mint has just put out some more sales figures for their 2013 Silver Eagles. 3.3565 million, and we can do a projected March total by multiplying that number by the number of days in the month and dividing that by the number of days that have already occurred this month. And we can see that we have a projected total for March of over 4 million ounces. Alright, we're back to today again, and as you can see, they didn't update that March total at the end of March. There was about 5 business days there of sales, which were not recorded at all. Now here for April, we're halfway through April the 1st, and we already have almost 1 million eagles sold in the first few hours of April. The mint's only been open a few hours this morning. So this, I would imagine, is actually March data that has been added on to today, or, you know, delayed maybe because of the holiday. They couldn't report it till today. Why they didn't put it on the correct month when these were actually sold, I don't know. Actually, I do know, because if we go back to 2010 and look at March's totals, 3.38 minus what they say we did in March this year, 3.36. Oh, we were 0.02 off of making an all-time new record in March. It was about to be the best March ever, to go along with the best February ever and the best January ever. But the US Mint, in their infinite wisdom of course, has chosen to make it seem as though March was not a record month. Well, it was an amazing month for sales, but it wasn't quite an all-time record. Because for some reason, 812,000 eagles were sold in the first few hours of April. Yes, that's right, folks. Easter Monday, people piled onto the website and somehow bought 812,000 eagles. So let's just do a calculation for April then. Let's say that no more eagles are going to be sold today. It's just going to be those 812,000. So 0.812 million eagles were sold this morning so far. Let's say all day. And it's a 30-day month, so we can multiply that by 30. Wow. April is projected to have 24 million eagles sold. That's better than several years combined. So that's how we know that this number here is actually March's data. It's just been carried forth and put onto April so that March would not be a record, and we missed that record, all-time record, by 0.02. Now, how are they going to hide April when the actual data for April comes in and has to add to that almost 1 million ounces from the last month that's been tacked on? Youch! Definitely going to keep an eye on this. Could it have been a coincidence or an accident? Of course. Do I want to give the US government the benefit of the doubt? No, I don't. But one way or the other, those 812,000 ounces of silver are going to be accounted for. Whether it shows up on the April or the March data, it doesn't really matter. As we continue out into the year, we're going to be able to calculate out and extrapolate the yearly amount. And here we are 3 months in with 15 million in sales. So multiply that by 4. That's 60 million on the year. It's going to be an all-time record breaker of a year for silver eagles and silver bullion demand in general. Will the price continue downward? Probably. Can that work forever? No. Talk to you soon.